I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 30 years ago. My doctor told me to prepare for dialysis, but I decided to stand up for myself. After just 4.5 months, I no longer had kidney disease. Today, I'm on my way to completely stopping insulin injections. This is what I started eating. This is my story. What I want to share with you today is an incredibly inspiring success story, a remarkable success story published in a peer-reviewed journal. This man completely reversed kidney disease. He went from being on the verge of dialysis to having normal creatinine levels. This is a recent case study published in BMJ, one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. So, what we're going to see today is 100% proven. You can't get published in BMJ without review from top researchers and nephrologists. A 69-year-old man with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and stage 3 chronic kidney disease was facing the prospect of dialysis. His doctor had planned to start him on it, but what did this patient do? Instead, he showed up for a clinic visit, interested in changing his diet to improve his health conditions. Now let's look at this: no calorie restriction, no portion control, and no mandatory exercise. That's right, no exercise and no calorie limits for someone with diabetes and obesity. And here's a spoiler: he also continued drinking alcohol. He never stopped. I wonder how that turned out for him. His estimated glomerular filtration rate, or eGFR, increased from 45 to 74 after just 4.5 months of intervention. His creatinine levels were in the normal range for the first time in at least 8 years. So this man was able to return his creatinine to normal without calorie restriction and without giving up alcohol. That's unbelievable. And this happened after his nephrologist told him to prepare for dialysis. But today, his kidney function is high enough that he's considered fully healthy, because an eGFR of 74 means zero symptoms. It means living a normal life again. So this 69-year-old man went from preparing for dialysis to being healthy. How could that happen? The story told in this video isn't just to inspire you and give you hope. You see, there's a lot to learn from this case report published in BMJ, a highly respected peer-reviewed medical journal. We're talking about a man who overcame not just kidney disease in less than 5 months. He also reduced his insulin dependency in just 4 days. He was able to eliminate a large number of medications and is now only taking a minimal dose of a few remaining ones. We're talking about 5 pills a day down from 12 medications before the intervention. Clearly, this came with major improvements in his metabolic markers. His creatinine and protein levels returned to normal. He lost more than 32 kilograms, or 70 pounds. I bet you're wondering what he did to achieve this miraculous healing. Did he start a keto or paleo diet? Did he begin taking stem cells every day, or was it some breakthrough drug we won't see for another 20 years? No. It wasn't like that at all. It was just a very simple renal diet that he strictly followed after receiving guidance on it. Now it's time to see exactly how this patient was able to overcome diabetes and escape kidney disease. Consider sharing this video with a friend who might need a little motivation. Now, a question for you, especially, but not only, for those with diabetes. Have you ever been told by a doctor or specialist to avoid starchy vegetables or high potassium fruits? What's the reasoning behind that? I ask because the first thing this man had to do to overcome kidney disease was to overcome misinformation. Here's what the man, who went from preparing for dialysis to having normal creatinine, said about the experience. In the beginning, it seemed like this would be a difficult and restrictive way of eating. What I quickly discovered was that I could start eating the foods I had been depriving myself of for years because I thought they were unhealthy. Someone had told him that fruits and vegetables were bad for him. Unbelievable, but strangely enough, his health had rapidly declined when he avoided fresh, ripe fruits. Why was that? Could it be that keto is not the only way to fight diabetes? Let's see what happened when this man started eating fruit again. By enjoying ripe, fresh fruits, he said, I felt encouraged, not discouraged. I started to feel different almost immediately, and we had to reduce my insulin after just one day. After one day of eating ripe, fresh fruits, he had to reduce his insulin, and by the way, I know this is just a single case. But there is strong evidence in medical literature that for someone with diabetic kidney disease, the best thing is to eat fruit regularly. These days, anyone who tells you to stop eating fruit to improve diabetes is a fraud. You can eat them with the cute little fork they give you, or you can eat them like a real meat eater: meat, salt, pepper, that's it. But wait, there's more to what happened when this man stopped avoiding fresh fruit. I'm reading from this case study. It seemed almost immediately, I had more energy than I'd had in years. The weight I'd been trying to lose for a decade started to come off. As the weight dropped, I felt lighter and could move my body again. I started walking daily, and now I'm up to 6 miles a day. This lifestyle change has been the greatest gift I've ever received. I've stopped most of my medications, I've lost 70 pounds, and I've taken back control of my health. He lost 70 pounds without portion control or calorie counting. I feel empowered by this lifestyle change, and I finally feel like I'm in control of my health, not just an unfortunate victim being passed from one specialist to another. My only regret is that I didn't know about this sooner. I bet you want to know exactly what he ate to lose 70 pounds, beat diabetes, and reverse kidney disease. Let's take a look at the exact diet this man followed: a strict whole food, plant-based diet, excluding meat, dairy, added fats, and processed foods, all cooked and prepared without oil, and at least 2 fresh mandarins as snacks. So it's not a keto diet, this is a diet with at least 2 mandarins as snacks each day. I bet all those keto experts online are fuming right now. I can totally picture them angrily biting into their burgers, ripping meat off their undercooked meals, and finally realizing that no, eating like an animal is not healthy. But wait, there's more about the diet. The truth is, the entire meal plan has been published. Yes, I told you, there's a lot to learn from this case study. The first thing I want to focus on is the breakfast this man eats to beat kidney disease, because it includes a few superfoods with magical properties. Let's look at a sample day in this plan. Breakfast: oatmeal with fruit and flax seeds. No, these foods aren't randomly included. If you've followed me for a while, you might already know why this man eats oatmeal with fruit and flax seeds every morning. Superfood number 1. Oatmeal is one of the healthiest breakfast foods. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a dietary fiber with strong detoxifying properties. A daily dose of at least 3 grams of beta-glucan can reduce LDL cholesterol levels by 5 to 10%, and oatmeal is also excellent for people with diabetes. Now, a tip from me: many packets of instant oatmeal contain phosphate additives, and that's bad. While naturally occurring phosphorus in plant foods isn't a problem, you should never eat anything with added phosphates. So if you buy instant oatmeal, check the label. If you see phosphates in the ingredients, avoid that product. Quaker Oats and other quick oatmeal brands often contain added phosphates. A better choice would be rolled oats instead of instant oats. Rolled oats are minimally processed and don't contain added phosphates. Superfood number 2, flax seeds. This super healthy seed is amazing, not just to ensure you're getting some fat to slow down carb absorption. The reason flaxseed is encouraged in this extremely effective eating plan, while other nuts are limited, is due to its incredible anti-inflammatory effects. flax seeds have been used as a treatment for lupus nephritis, a type of autoimmune kidney disease, and it worked. More recently, flaxseed has also been used to significantly reduce hemoglobin A1C in diabetic patients. So yes, this is a food with magical properties. Just remember, if you want to add flax seeds to your diet, and you absolutely should, they must be ground or milled, otherwise, you won't digest them and won't get the benefits. And clearly, he's also getting a lot of fruit, which is important for improvement. What about lunch and dinner? He also eats lunch with beans and kale, beans and vegetables cooked in vegetable broth, and dinner with whole wheat spaghetti and steamed vegetables, all cooked and prepared without oil, and at least 2 fresh mandarins as snacks. Is this really all you need to improve? There are many reports in the medical literature of kidney patients who began to improve when they replaced meat and processed food with fruits and vegetables. And this patient is also on a strict diet, right? He was given a list of foods to eat and foods to avoid, because anyone seriously trying to improve chronic kidney disease must limit protein, phosphorus, and sodium intake. There's no improvement without limiting those 3 things. Alright, so how did this man reverse diabetic kidney disease without portion control? Let's take a look at the eating plan his medical team designed that made this possible. Let's see the foods he was encouraged to eat and those he was advised to avoid. Here we have a list of foods that are allowed and should be eaten regularly: non-starchy and starchy vegetables, including potatoes, whole grains, fruits, spices, flax seeds, and chia seeds. But doesn't eating potatoes almost every day increase his potassium levels? Well, it actually does a little. He might be getting more potassium from his current diet than before the intervention. So what did they do to address this? Did they have to cut out potatoes? Was that the solution? No, they never asked him to cut back on potassium-rich fruits and vegetables. Instead, they reduced his lisinopril, a blood pressure medication, and that solved the problem. Lisinopril was the cause of his high potassium levels, a very common issue in kidney patients that can't be fixed just by cutting potassium-rich foods. The lesson here is that if your serum potassium level is above 5.2, you should talk to your nephrologist and see what they can do with your ACE inhibitors or angiotensin receptor blockers, as those are the real culprits behind hyperkalemia. So, everyone, the big takeaway here is that kidney disease can be reversed. A lot of the importance in this article is placed on the effort this man put in to improve. He believed in the process, he trusted his new doctors, he completely changed his diet, almost immediately. So maybe the biggest lesson to take from this is hope. Don't ever give up on your health. If this man could get off kidney disease and stop taking 2/3 of his medications at age 69, after being misled by countless experts, you can improve too. Don't give up. Always prioritize your health, always keep learning, just like you're doing right now. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Goodbye.